So the bowl quarter-final. Well, I think this is two of the most improving nations in sevens rugby, who last met 3 years ago on Spain's first visit to Twickenham, and they beat Russia 12-7. And I thought yesterday the Spain side, well, I thought Ignacio Martin was outstanding. It's a very stylish sevens game that Spain play. Captain Pablo Feijó also in good form as well. And bear in mind, they've only had one previous tournament this season. Russia, well, in Hong Kong. So the last tournament before they played it before London, they so nearly beat England. And just to pick out one player, I think, who's really shown his talent, number 11, Nikolai Zaporozhyn, is just 20. He's come out of the sort of Russian under-19-15 aside and plays for VVA Moscow, which is their leading club at the moment, and I think much improving side. Johnny Cox alongside me, good morning. And
good morning.
Two sides who I think we can see going up the ladder. Yeah,
I think the structure really of their sevens has improved so much. It's less hair and scare 'em. They seem to have a plan, they stick to it, the defence is organised, and that's the real building blocks of a successful program.
Harry Mason from Singapore in charge. So this could be a very tight battle. The more direct play of the Russians, more physical, whereas again in the sort of Iberian style, Spain move the ball a lot and have very good awareness, positional awareness, drifting defence. Well, Russia there made a big error. Goroshilov with a knock-on and the turnover ball immediately. And this is Ignacio Martin, and tall, lean figure, but here Fernando Lavino, more the will-o'-the-wisp kind, like Carlos Blanco there, who's feeding this one out. Now Canosa, one of the experienced 15-a-side players. And remember, nearly all these sevens performers for Spain, as with Portugal, also double up in the 15s games as well. This is how they use it. They spread the ball wide, one side to the other, then try and cut it back inside. Didn't quite come off. They're very good at stretching the defence. Still there again, away with Carlos Blanco. Little mistakes, and that's probably been their Achilles heel. Little mistakes, little handling errors. It's true also of Ignacio Martin, in many respects outstanding player, but hasn't got the best pair of hands.
Yeah, and we saw there Spain put together a number of phases. They showed that they had a strong plan, they executed their core skills of the breakdown. Just that one little mistake there from Juan Cano.
Looking at number one there, that is Ignacio Martin, and well, a lot of his talents have, I guess, developed when he's been playing in Fiji, where he's been playing in the uprising selection side, which has until recently been coached by Joe Savu, the Fijian coach of the national team. Quickly taken. You see, they're very alert. Well, too alert almost. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes does it matter if it's a metre away?
Well, the thing is as well is the referee blows his whistle, puts his hand up, the player goes to the referee because he thinks that's where the mark is, and then the ref sort of walks towards where he wants to have the penalty from.
And of course the defenders can get properly organised, and the initiative, the advantage is lost.
I see the frustration from the players.
This is the break up the middle. This is Zaporozhyn, which you mentioned, and he is quick. Zaporozhyn against Feijó. Feijó, the captain, really good covering there. I thought he was away. Feijó was equal to it. Tremendous run. Oh, and again. I know it's a blustery win, but there was nothing wrong with that pass. And look at Pavel Baranovsky. He's fuming.
No, that's encouragement in Russia.
I know, it's wonderful.
That's encouragement.
I mean, he wears his heart on his sleeve. It's brilliant. It's cold today as well, and because he moves around so much, he doesn't need sweaters and things.
Very warm-hearted, the Russians.
Yeah, he's great. He was a terrific player himself in sevens. and coaches their junior levels as well in 15s.
Yeah, and I want to be on his team, you know. You want your coach to for it to matter that much. It's fantastic.
It is, isn't it? I mean, he cares. It shows so obviously. Terrific. Spain again. So classical 7 style. Pedro Martin. That's Lavino, Canosa, and here Feijoo, the captain. Blanco. Oh, that was thoughtless. Bit of a mistake, and Gostjusev taking advantage. Zaborsin again. Babayev. Support is good from Gostjusev. Goroshilov. Well, more in the mould of Spain now here. Russia not going for the contact. In fact, avoiding it more than usual. Penalty against Spain here. Flying over on the wrong side, and Blanco just lifts his arm. I'm not sure what he wants here. Or is it a word from the ref? No, he's got a cut. Accidental moment. So a replacement quickly on. Just for the record, of course, if it is a blood injury, well, he can have it treated and come back on again. It's the only time when the player can go off and come back on again. Still 0-0. 6 minutes played. Again, Zaborsin, he's a handful. Set up away. Nikiforov. 3-2 wide. That's a good pass. This is Babayev. Oh, they've messed up. And the ball, referee says, went backwards. Can play it again. Now it's Perov. 3-2 wide. But they haven't been able to exploit it. Cut off well by Spain here. That's good defence. Could easily have been outflanked. So they came in, took it early. Even cut off. Krasnodar. Zaborsin again. Well, they've got him well marshalled at the moment. But it's a penalty to Russia. Last minute of this first half. Well, Russia, Cup quarter-finalists in Hong Kong. Then only losing out to England 7 points to 10. Just shows some of their potential. Not consistently in performance yet. Now it's Nikiforov. Surely this time. Oh, the bounce is unkind, and the ball actually just forward.
Well, very unlucky there from Russia. It was a fantastic little step there from Mikhail Nikiforov. And then the basketball pass over the top was very cute. Unfortunately, just drifted forward. Some nice play from Russia. Their handling has improved. That's the one thing I've noticed in the last year or two, Nigel.
It's interesting. Yeah, it has significantly. And another significant point, not really allied to that, but it's been the change of one of the important clubs. Lokomotiv Moscow was their top rugby league club, which has now opted to play just rugby union. And there are 2 players on the field at the moment, including Nikiforov, you mentioned there, who plays for Lokomotiv Moscow, having been a rugby league player, now, as with his club, playing rugby union. And 7s is important. Yug Krasnodar, we mention that club sometimes too, and that is, to my knowledge, the only all 7s club playing rugby. Nothing else but 7s. Is that the sign of the future? There's the hooter, 7 minutes gone, no score either way. And sensible option really by Spain in their own in-goal area, put it out, and it's as close as we thought it might be.
Yeah, and I think Russia will be a little disappointed they couldn't get the score at the end of that half. They were very close, peppering the Spanish line, but full credit to the Spanish defence. They really held their shape, they communicated well and made those very important one-on-one tackles.
0-0, and I'm looking forward to seeing Pavel Baranovsky in his half-term speech, half-time speech. Well, obviously a little anticipating the uncomfortable thing of a scrummage.
Смотрите, они сейчас столько защищались, они заебали. Играйте шире. Играйте первым запасом.
Very demonstrative.
Ребят, они сейчас будут бороться в раках, поэтому, блядь, быстрее собирайтесь, два обязательно, ладно?
Обязательно, смотри, Илюха здесь идет, долго отрабатывает, Мишань, бежишь, отрабатываешь, падаешь, где у меня Миша? Миш, и падаешь, блядь, вот здесь, блядь. Дальше, блядь, Коль, запомни, ты же знаешь, что Юра идет в контакт, вот что ты висишь там, ну играйте, все проще. Юр, чувствуешь, пролетает, отдай ему, нет, блядь, крикни ему, дай либо пас, либо крикни, чтобы он шел, парни, соберитесь, блядь. Если оттерпите, все получится, Илюха, терпи, блядь, лови мячи.
Давай, успокоились.
I think he must have lived with Thierry Janacek for some time, the former principal head coach for France. Similar style.
Right.
Jose Ignacio Incausti, coach of Spain. There's Russia versus Spain and a Singaporean referee.
That looks like that stag party that was around the restaurant last night, Nigel. That you hooked up with a little later. Was that right? No?
I don't want to look at that picture particularly.
Well, they look just like the guys you went off and had a drink with last night. Is that right?
No, I tell you what, for a moment I thought that was you.
It's a wrong shade of pink.
I avoided the hen parties and the stag parties.
Despite numerous offers to join.
Spain versus Russia, 0-0. Important moment for both these. Spain, remember, have only had the one tournament this season and really have credited themselves well. Another element of these two teams, I think, is that I sense their fitness levels have improved out of sight over the last season or two.
And that's actually one of the great things, probably having, you know, the IRB 7 circuit with all the teams in the same environment, often in the same hotels. You know, the coaches can swap and share and help each other.
And they do, yeah.
Exactly, and so if you're not exposed to the most modern methods in preparation or conditioning, you can talk to the New Zealand or the Australian conditioner and get those tips, and that will assist in the development of your team.
And that's where people like Ben Ryan and Gordon Titchens, they do go and help and coach, and I know Gordon Titchens coached Spain in one session when they're in London. And that's great. It's a rivalry, of course, but they do help each other. Good play here. Pedro Martino covers good too. Zaporzin that time with the tackle. This is Tudela, Matias Tudela from Oditsia Rugby Club. He's a firefighter. Remember, these are amateur players. He's a very fit firefighter too. Penalty, piling over the top, and for once Spain looking a bit fallible in defence, a bit fragile, and the pass is a poor one, and it's those little moments. Sugrabov with an impossible pass to take.
Good refereeing there from Harry Mason. Spain were nowhere near back 10, but he let Russia have the advantage. Play broke down, he's come back 30-40 metres, but I think it's the right decision.
Indeed, yes. Well, is it going to be one score to break the stalemate? There's 5 penalties. Well, haven't yet cost Spain points into contact. Another of the VVA Moscow players, Babayev, and now Kotov. Kotov, indeed, Kotov himself by the tackle. Well taken. Babayev. Still Babayev. Some support here. Oh, careful. Always the danger of the spear tackle there. Zaporzin gently down.
Well done. I think it was Pedro Leal. Well done.
Well, he's been Peju, in fact.
Excuse me.
Iberian.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar role too, actually. Don't know if he intended that to stay in play. Dmitry Perov has actually crossed the goal line. Well, that's no point trying to drag the opposition to you. Dmitry Perov, part of the Kazan State Agrarian University, which has got a strong element of sevens rugby amongst its students. On comes for Spain, Martin Heredia. Nice venue, his rugby club, the Costa del Sol Rugby Club. And of course, his province of Andalusia. Well, there's a sort of a quiet tension, isn't there? 3 minutes to play, it's 0-0. Trying to think when I last saw the 0-0. It's indeed a rarity, but we've had some very close encounters in terms of points. That 7-5 was one of them when Spain lost to Wales 7-5 yesterday. Russia lost to France 5-10. So many close encounters, so unpredictable. We've said it for years, but now it's just impossible to predict anything. Form can go out the window. Spain with a sequence of attacks here now with Pedro Martin. Martin, good double tackle. Sugarabov did well there to get across, but there's danger here on the short side, and it's going to be the breaker. Pablo Feijó, Spain's captain.
A very good try there from Spain. Really flooded down that far right-hand side as we look at the field. Some good, strong offloads in the tackle, and just the weight of numbers and red shirts. A good try and great word there from Pablo Feijó. He's been strong in defence.
I bet he's talked about sevens a lot with one of his teammates in the Setranza El Salvador Rugby Club, because that's where Uali Mai has been playing all this last season. And just too many men in the end to outflank Russia for the first time. And that was a lovely try. Oh, what a conversion.
Well, with a minute 15, that conversion could be very important indeed.
Well, HG Vision, our statistical experts, and Sean has just said the lowest score ever here in Edinburgh has been 7-0. We're on the same as that. And Russia versus Kenya 3 years ago. Thank you, Sean Glover. Oh, Russia won that one, by the way. Okay. Can they come back now? They've got 26 seconds. That's all. Had their chances, and that's another one that's gone down. Gostjusev should have taken that. He looked up, didn't follow the ball into his hands. Penalty to Spain. They can kick it out here. It's only 5 seconds to go. Surely they realise it. Put it in touch. Well, I'm not sure he was going to, but then he heard the hooter. So they crept home. Well, it was close. Whoever was going to lose was going to be unlucky there. But Spain edged through into the bowl semi-finals. And Russia will be in the Shield.